everyone, this is Laura Live. This is the second try today. And today I'm going to talk about a little bit about people who are seeing results much later. So here we've got a mom who's been writing on the secret Facebook page. She's been using GemIIni for 2 years now. So she started way back when we first launched. And her son, when we started, he was 9 years old. He had no expressive language at all. And her name's Hillary Dunn. Hey, Hillary, she's in England. And she, I think, is just a model of persistence because she saw all of these people using GemIIni, and some of these kids were talking literally in the first 30 seconds of watching the video. And they were posting like mad all of the videos of their kids talking, and she was very sad that her son still was not talking after the first month, and then second month, and then third month. And it wasn't until and she persisted with it still. She could see that his receptive gains were going up. She could see that he was more present. All the things that I told her to look for, she was seeing, but still no expressive speech. Now, in England, very unusual to get a diagnosis of what they call dyspraxia of speech. Almost nobody does it. In fact, her SLPs don't do that at all. They don't diagnose for that at all. And even in the United States, not all SLPs are qualified to diagnose for apraxia. So it's pretty clear by just experience with him that he's at risk for that. But she doesn't have a diagnosis. So after using it for a year, she started to get words. And first it was just some sound imitation, and then it was whole words. And so now this is the 2-year mark, and she got a letter back from school that says that they're so excited he's got more and more words every day, all the time. He just said peanut butter ball. Well, that's a long word. That's a hard word to say. And the difference is night and day. And she stuck with it. She stuck with it against even common sense at that point, because if you've been showing someone, because we're projecting our own experience, if you've been showing someone a video for 4,000 times and they still can't say it, common sense says they're not going to. But what we don't see is what's going on in their brain. We do not see these connections that are little by little being made. We don't know how far away we are from having that last connection made so that speech can be made. And we know from research by Dr. Rosen, who's actually a friend of mine who's at UCLA. He's the world's authority in exoskeletons and in stroke victims and spinal cord injury. And these exoskeletons that he creates, they retrain the person's brain to work with the exoskeleton versus your own body. And what he found is that between 8,000 to 10,000 repetitions, your own body can start picking up signals from your brain again, even if you've had a spinal cord injury or a really severe stroke. So it finds a way. It finds a way. But the amount of repetitions is so great that nobody ever thought of even trying it before. So we know that with just heavy amounts of repetitions that are impossible with life therapy. It's just not possible to have 10,000 repetitions. It's too expensive and people would just give up, and they have given up in the past, and that's why many people say you cannot teach an anorexic person vocal verbal speech. In fact, we just got a comment from a mom, I think it was yesterday, who said that when she told her son's new therapist that the previous therapist thought that he had apraxia, the new therapist said she wouldn't treat him for expressive language at all. She refused to even try. So maybe a lot of parents, I've heard before, it's not really a good thing to have the diagnosis, because then you have a group of therapists who won't even work with your child anymore, won't try. They want to push AAC or ProLoquo or other kinds of devices that talks for you. Now, I've spoken with old therapists, speech therapists who and they work with apraxia all the time, and they were able to, with a lot of repetitions. And this is when we had a luxury of time and money. When we had therapists at school treating for articulation, and we had therapists working with kids hours and hours an hour every week. You don't have that anymore. So your only really hope is technology. But Hillary is going to do a little video series explaining about what her journey has been like, what it was like before GemIIni, because now he started talking when he was 10, now he's 11, and he's saying a lot of words, he's got a lot of language. And explaining to her sort of her thought process would she go through that year when she didn't see anything and she stuck to it, and what did she notice that gave her hope, keep trying? What did you see in him? And I see my reception's horrible right now, so sorry about that. All right, so that's it for our live today, and I just wanted to give everybody, I guess, encouragement that not to give up, that it can take longer, but it's worth the wait, and to test receptively. You don't know if your child learning receptively, and they need receptive language even more than expressive, and GemIIni is really, really fast at teaching receptive language. My struggle with this is my son is frustrated and is hitting and kicking instead of expressing what is going on. We are trying to find a video to help this behavior. Oh, so yeah, he can't use his words, so he's really, really frustrated. Okay, so this is what I would do. If you have an idea what he could want, you can go around the house and take pictures of things that he wants. It could be playing with one of his parents. It could be wearing a certain outfit that he likes, certain clothes that he likes, taking off his shoes if he doesn't want to wear them, certain food that he likes. Take pictures of things all over the place, and have him go with you to take pictures of the things. So, and so he sees you taking pictures of things. Print out all the pictures and lay them, laminate them if you can, but lay them out on the table. And when he's having a fit, take him to him and ask him which one the pictures are. So, actually, I think we can make a video about the family doing this. I think this would be kind of cool, because what we want to show him, we want him to see if the picture of the thing that he wants is not there. We want him to take your hand and to the place where what he wants, so we can see what it is, and that you can start reinforcing that with language. And so at GemIIni, where video modeling would come in, is we would video this whole scenario. So he would be able to see a video of another child having a fit, freaking out, even before that. So we can see a child, let's say he wants his shoes off, and you can tell he's trying to take his shoes off, but the adults don't see that. But the person who's watching the video, so your son will see him trying to take his shoe off. And he starts screaming and yelling because he can't get his shoe off. And then he goes to the table, and what he wants isn't there. So then he takes his mom's hand, puts it on the shoe, and then she says, "Oh, do you want your shoe off?" And she says, "Shoe off." And then he says, "Shoe off," and takes his shoes off. He does speak. He is delayed. This is happening at school. Hi from Denham Springs. Hello. He absolutely loves the videos, by the way. Okay. He does speak. Oh, he does speak. He's just having a meltdown at school. Well, what's happening is that he's not being able to probably retrieve the words fast enough. Neurotypical kids do this too, little kids, where if they don't like something, they'll just hit somebody to make them stop, rather say, "I really don't like that. That's making me very upset." They just hit because it's just more immediate. And so I think, let's talk about more the specific situations, because we can create videos that will help him, give him his words that he can recall right away. If he sees a situation that's making him upset, he sees a situation in someone else's life that's frustrating for him, and he sees the other person say specific words to make it stop or to change it, those words could be really at the forefront of his mind. It's just, I think it's a speed issue. It's a recall issue. And so you need to work, if he has the words but he's not getting them out, you need to work with sequential processing with him, do the working memory game, and have him repeat them out loud. So let's say you're doing animals, and you have 3 animals on the screen. Once he sees the animals, he should recall them as fast as he can. So bear, crab, fish, or whatever they are, I don't know what they all are, as fast as he can, and add more and more and have them recall them as fast. I did that with my 4-year-old, had terrible time with this, with getting his words out, he has dyslexia, with reading because he could not get the sounds out of his mouth fast enough to make sense when he was stringing them together to sound them out. And we did this sequential processing with him where he would just, like I said, name the picture as fast as he possibly could. And over the last few months, he went from only being able to do 2 to be able to do 5, and he recalls much faster. His memory, his reading is improved dramatically, and his behavior is really improved at school. He's using his words. Oh, he absolutely loves the videos, by the way. Oh, great, Arlene. So I think that's a combination of that. He needs sequential processing to be able to get the words out, and then he needs to be able the words to say what it is. Now, the teachers need to sit back and think a little bit intuitive to figure out what's going on. You may want to go and observe, and even the school psychologist can observe. Sometimes if you're there, kids don't act the same way, so you don't get the data that you need. The school psychologist could help, and they just kind of sit in the back and watch it and to try to observe what's going on, saying why is he having these meltdowns, why is he hitting, what does he actually want, and then we can start teaching him those words so that he doesn't feel like that anymore. Thank you so much. I will try games too. All right. Don't forget sequential processing. Everybody out there, it's huge. It's huge for behavior. It's huge for everything. It's so important. All right. I will see you all.